Good morning. My name is Sol Gonzalez, and I'm with Miami Dade College, the director of the New Student Center, and with me is
Kimberly Nita. Hi, I'm an American Dream Scholar.
Well, our purpose today is to tell you a little bit about this great opportunity called the American Dream Scholarship, what it is, how to become eligible for the scholarship, and also our student, first semester student Kimberly, will be sharing some of her experiences as a first time in college student, and also how she prepared throughout her high school years to become eligible for the scholarship. So in general, what is the American Dream Scholarship? It's a scholarship for students who are just graduating from high school this year. It will cover in-state tuition, and if a student is not eligible for in-state tuition, meaning they have not lived in the state of Florida for at least a year, or for other reasons that they don't qualify for in-state tuition, the scholarship would cover the in-state portion. The scholarship can cover up to 60 college credits, which in many cases could be the complete associate in arts degree, which is the first 2 years of college towards a baccalaureate, or an associate in science degree here at Miami Dade College. And the associate in science degree is a degree intended primarily for work purposes. It's very important to know that the American Dream Scholarship, while it covers tuition and fees, it would not cover the full fees for a program that has many fees, like aviation because of flight hours, or culinary arts, which includes a lot of additional fees. The American Dream Scholarship, the way it works is actually, what's great is that you don't even have to do an application. If you qualify for it, it is processed and your tuition is covered. And it is applied after all other forms of assistance are applied. For example, if you have scholarships, or you qualify for financial aid like a Pell Grant, or you have purchased Florida prepaid and are utilizing the funds, the American Dream would cover what other forms of aid do not cover, or if you do not have other forms of aid and qualify, then it would cover your in-state tuition. It does not cover books, and if there are additional funds left over, it is not dispersible in cash. Also, the 60 college credits is any course attempted. So if a student enrolls for a class and withdraws it, or does not pass a class, those credits are already using up the scholarship. And the scholarship only is applied in the fall and spring semesters, which are what we call our major semesters. Fall is from August through December, and spring is January through April. And we're going to now go in a little bit into the eligibility for becoming an American Dream Scholar. Again, it's only for students that are entering college directly from high school, or homeschool or GED. For this year's seniors, it would be those graduating between May and July, and you need a weighted GPA of a 3.0 or higher, and graduate from a public or private high school here in Miami-Dade County with a regular standard high school diploma, and reside in Dade County. Now, Kimberly, can you share with us, since you're an American Dream Scholarship and met all of this criteria, what did you do? Share a little bit of what you did throughout high school that made you eligible for this scholarship.
Well, what I did throughout high school was I stayed dedicated to wanting to reach my goals. I also paid attention to my grades, so I made sure that I had the GPA so I could be an American Dream Scholar. I also participated in many extracurricular activities. I did the dance programs, I did color guard, and different clubs, just to get an exposure so you know exactly what it is to be taking on different tasks and motivate yourself to want to do more. And I just stayed focused.
That's great. Let's say someone watching is not a senior; they're I don't know, a sophomore or a freshman or a sophomore. Is it too early to be thinking about this?
No, it's never too early to start thinking about your future. It's never too late to start thinking about your future either. You always want to take the time to plan out and see your goals. Just keep on being a scholar and knowing exactly what being a scholar is all about. Just stay dedicated and focused.
Kimberly's just great. I can see why she's an American Dream Scholar. Um, eh, just to briefly mention, so let's say for some reason you don't have a standard high school diploma, um, or homeschooled, can you still get the American Dream Scholarship? And the answer is yes. As you can see on the slide, for GED recipients, it would have to have been during the time period of May through July of 2014. The placement testing or standardized testing, like SAT or ACT, has to be the same as those for qualifying for Bright Futures academic scholars. And those that are being homeschooled and you don't have a GPA on your transcript, you also have to meet the criteria for a Bright Futures academic scholar on the SAT or ACT. So to kind of recap what we were saying, you must be entering directly from high school, from a high school in Miami-Dade County, reside or live in Miami-Dade County, have earned your standard diploma, GED, or homeschool between May and July, and have a weighted GPA of a 3.0 or above. Kimberly, also there's criteria to maintain the scholarship. Tell us a little bit about your transition. This is your first semester. Tell us a little bit about your transition from high school to college and what that experience was like, and the things that you're doing to maintain your scholarship and be a great student.
Well, my transition from high school to college, it was different. You take on a different role and a different aspect of responsibility. However, what I did to maintain my scholarship was I took into consideration the title, the American Dream Scholar. It's indeed, you need to be a scholar. Whereas you need to stay focused, you need to be dedicated, and I have a clear viewpoint of my goals. So I wanted to inspire other people and focus, basically doing what I need to do to move ahead and be positive, just have a positive attitude towards anything, and to have a good work ethic and great positive study habits to keep going. That kind of thing.
Fantastic. Something that we had not previously mentioned, among the eligibility requirements is everybody needs to apply for financial aid, or federal financial aid, which is the FAFSA application. The new applications for the academic year for graduating seniors that would be entering, that are graduating this year, it would be the 2014-2015 application, becomes available as early as January. So it is very important that you apply for FAFSA as early as possible. And the application from the federal financial aid to coming to our financial aid office could take a little bit, so it is important that you do things in a timely manner. There may be some students that are unable to complete the FAFSA application for various reasons, such as not having a social security number. In that case, you would have to do what's called an EFC calculator. And you can find that on our Miami Dade College website, and our main page is www.mdc.edu, and you would click on financial aid, and then you would go to tools and you would find the calculator. But you can always reach out to one of the college advisors, and we would be glad to help you with that. Another thing that you need to become an American Dream Scholar is you need to demonstrate that you're college ready. And how you would do that is through standardized tests such as the SAT or ACT, or if not the state-approved test, which is called the PERT. And you have to have the scores to demonstrate that you're college ready in reading, English language skills, and mathematics. You also have to be a full-time student at Miami Dade College, and that means 12 credits, which generally means 4 classes. And you have to be full-time both in the fall and spring semester. You do have to start in the fall semester, so if you're graduating this year, you cannot postpone your starting to the spring or summer, or wait a year. And you must have everything completed by August 11th of 2014. That means you would have had to apply to college. It means you would have had to have the standardized test or placement testing, have applied for the FAFSA, financial aid, and be registered for your classes. Okay, so very important. All requirements must be met by August 11th of 2014. Is there anything you want to say in terms of recapping the requirements for the American Dream from a student perspective?
Well, just do everything you need to do in a timely manner. It's all about time management when it comes to being an American Dream Scholar. So part of the process is also by watching this video. So just by adhering to the orientation, you've already taken the first step in proving you would like to be an American Dream Scholar. And it shows that you're dedicated already. So just do everything you need to do, the FAFSA, applying yourself, and applying to the college, and filling out any forms so that you can be eligible to be an American Dream Scholar. Because the orientation within itself was just the first step, and you're already there.
And that's right. And just the fact, as Kimberly stated, just the fact that you are being proactive and checking out this virtual open house and going to the video chats, it's all part of the preparation. The more information you have, and the earlier you are doing all of your processes, the better prepared you will be, and it will help set the stage for your study habits. Kimberly, what high school did you graduate from? And I think you may have some of your former classmates watching.
I graduated from Killian High School, and to anybody that's watching, congratulations on taking the first step in becoming a scholar.
Yeah. And you were involved, you shared a little bit about some of the activities that you were involved with. You want to share a little bit about, any more about some of the types of extracurricular activities?
Sure. When I did dance and color guard, I also did Key Club as well. And within those activities, I learned how to manage myself and to gain a different sense of organization in the way where it was organizing not only myself, but organizing for possible outcomes of different things. And that also helps with college as well. That's another learning task that I took into account when I came to college. I realized that even with a small thing as not even being a part of a team, being on a team and in clubs, it shows how time management and work ethic goes a long way, and it helps a lot when you go to college. And there's always people behind you at MDC.
And Kimberly not only was involved in high school, but she's also very involved here at the college. Even though she's a first semester student, she has really jumped right in and embraced. First, she's a student first, as she said, a scholar, but she also values the importance of being a well-rounded student, and that's really important in maintaining the balance. Okay. So I think we may go to some questions now that you may have, and I see that Lincoln has a question, and Lincoln asks, for the SAT scores, do they include writing score besides the math and reading? And that is a good question. The reading is the one that is used to determine the writing readiness as well. So that, Lincoln, thank you for asking that question because that's really important. So the score requirement to determine college readiness on SAT is a 440 or higher on the reading, and the mathematics is at least a 440 in the mathematics portion. And what testing did you use? Did you use SAT, ACT, the
I
PERT?
took the SAT to qualify for the American Dreams College. And that alone was a study on its own. So that helped build a great study habit for me to carry on to college and to be more of a college-bound student as well. So
That's thank you for sharing that. And some students will ask me, what would I recommend, whether to take the SAT or the ACT, and it really varies. And a lot of times, some students will take both because some people, feel more comfortable with one type of test or another. And so, if you need to take it more than one time, you can, or you may want to try multiple, types of tests. If not, then you can always do the PERT examination. And I see we have a question from Lynette. And Lynette's question is, what are the odds of getting into the honors college if I have a 3.7 GPA but my test scores are low? Lynette, I would recommend that maybe you want to retest. You can always maybe do the PERT test. You can maybe try, I don't know if you took the SAT or the ACT, and definitely when you're preparing your essay for the honors college, if you haven't submitted all of the paperwork yet, you want to really show who Lynette is as a student, your goals, and also any involvement you have in extracurricular activities, volunteering, and something that the Honors College looks at as well is the type of courses that you took. And that's a really important point. I'm glad you're asking this question because sometimes they will value more a 3.7 of a student who was not afraid to take challenging classes like a physics or calculus, or IB courses or advanced courses, versus maybe someone who took I don't know, a consumer mathematics or something maybe a little bit less challenging and has a higher GPA. So it really depends on, as long as you meet the GPA, as long as you meet the minimum requirements, there's a lot of different variables and there will be an interview involved in the process. So great question. Thank you for asking, Lynette. Okay, and we have a question from Daryl. And Daryl asks, who should students contact on the campus of their choice for additional career charting and pre-college academic advisement as an American Dream Scholar candidate? Thanks for asking, Daryl. And yes, very important. For those of you who have more questions or want to sit with someone one-on-one, either at the campus that you want to attend, or maybe in a visit that the pre-college advisors will do at the high school, you would contact the New Student Center at any of the campuses of your choice. And if ever you're in doubt of what number or who to contact, you can call our College Information Center at 305-237-8888. So great question. Thanks for asking it, Daryl. And we have a question from Desmond. I don't know if you want to read that one.
Thank you, Mom.
So we have really important. Thank you, Ms. Thomas. We have Kimberly's mom saying thanking Kimberly for sharing this wonderful information about the scholarship, and that really brings up a very important point. As incoming students and continuing as a student, it's so important to have a good support system. And for Kimberly, she was speaking very highly about her mom and her family. And I don't know if there's anything you want to share about the importance of surrounding yourself or seeking the support or encouragement.
Well, surrounding yourself with a positive role model is always the best way to succeed. My positive role model in my life has always been my mom. So seeing her succeed and doing everything she needs to do to get to where she is now helps me maintain a goal, seeking out my goals and becoming an American Dream Scholar. Because without the background of a dedicated person and without the background of somebody who's willing to take in knowledge and learn more each and every day, and learning that, it helped me to become an American Dream Scholar. So my advice to anybody out there is to surround yourself with positive energy, keep a positive attitude for yourself so you carry it on to other people, and always have a great role model ahead of you, because I have my mom, so it helps me out in the best way.
Thank you for sharing something so personal, but it is very important to, if you have that support system at home, that's amazing. That is the best. And maybe if you're a little bit more challenged, if you're on your own, or maybe you don't have as strong of a support system at home, find that support system at the college, maybe through a student organization. Seeking assistance from professors, or as an incoming student, all incoming students are going to have an assigned advisor that will be working with them. Make sure that you always reach out to any individual who's there to help you with your success. Okay, we have another question. So this person asks a very important question. Is it too late to start looking into colleges?
No, it is never too late to look into your education. You always have opportunities out there for you to succeed. So as long as you have that drive and you're dedicated enough to work at it to reach your goals, it's never too late for you to get by, ever.
Thank you. Yes, everybody has different pathway, and some people get started a little bit earlier than others. I don't know what your particular situation is. If you're a senior and you are going to meet the eligibility for the American Dream Scholarship, you know what the deadline is, which is August 11th, to have everything in place. You can definitely, at least at Miami Dade College, you can definitely apply for Miami Dade College. In January will be the applications for the federal financial aid. And if you haven't done SAT or ACT, you can definitely do the PERT test here at Miami Dade College, and there's even some preparation websites. If you go to the Miami Dade website, the www.mdc.edu/PERT prep, you can find some links and videos to help you prepare. And when in doubt, please reach out to a pre-college advisor. We can set up a tour, we can set up appointments. But great question. It is not too late. Okay. Oh, we have a question for Kimberly. And the question for Kimberly is, in addition to being a student, a full-time student, do you work?
Yes, I do. I work in the dean's office on campus, actually. So that alone, managing a job and school, and also different studying for finals and midterms and having a personal life at the same time, it's a balancing out aspect of it. So that also helps because as long as you can manage your time and work effectively, which I also learned from my job as well, it helps you out in different ways. It's another learning experience that you take on as like in a life, in anything you do.
And that's a very good point. As a student, it is very much maintaining a balance, and each person would be in the best position to know themselves in terms of how much they can balance at the same time. But actually, at Miami Dade College, the majority of our students work at least part-time. And to maintain the American Dream Scholarship, you do have to be a full-time student. So, in most cases, we would recommend that you not work full-time, so that you can, focus on your studies. But as you can see from Kimberly, she does work part-time, and it's on campus. So for those of you, since you have to apply for the FAFSA, you may also want to put on the FAFSA application. It asks for if you are interested in on-campus employment. You may want to mark yes, and then it's up to you to determine if you want to follow through and look for a work-study position, because since it's on campus, it's a little bit easier in terms of the having to go off campus or going to another site for employment. And some of you may not choose to work, but you can do volunteer activities, or which you can try to look for in an organization that's related to what you want to study, and that way you can start getting practical experience, or even verifying if that's a career interest area that you have. We're getting close to the end of our time together, and I definitely want to thank Kimberly Nieta. We are very proud of her. She is one of our American Dream Scholars, a very positive student, and I know she's going to go places.
Thank you.
Any last words that you want to share?
Well, I just want to congratulate everybody on pertaining and adhering to this online orientation, because that's already the first step to showing that you're dedicated and you see a future for yourself, and you see you have upcoming goals. So I commend everybody on doing so. And also what helped me is not also having a positive role model, staying positive myself, and having a good work ethic, but I also lived by my favorite quote, which is by Socrates: "The unexamined life is not worth living," which means basically take in every aspect of knowledge, every learning experience you can, because even when you think that, when am I ever going to use this, you always, at some moment in time, there's always a time where you're going to use that information, and it always helps. It never hurts to learn anything new, and I learn something new every day. I try to.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And as you can see, there's always something new to learn. Be open to the possibilities, and please reach out to a pre-college advisor at the Miami Dade College campus of your choice. And feel free to reach out to us with questions about the American Dream Scholarship or your next steps in becoming a new student here at Miami Dade College. We appreciate your watching and sending in your questions, and we look forward to having you as a new student either in the summer or the fall.
Bye.
Bye.